Yo, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy 3 Stacks in this thing, baby, representing Team Kings of Games. And today I'm coming at you guys with basically an update for Sky Strikers. This time I'm showing you guys it with my cards. The first time I showed you, I was borrowing a lot of cards, and there were still cards that I didn't have. But I was fortunate enough to get an entire Sky Striker deck from one of my teammates. We call him Shampoo. And he essentially, like, he just got discouraged from playing him. And I saw the opportunity, I seized it, and I was able to get the deck from him. So the first time I showed you guys Sky Strikers, it was a going second build, which is typically how I just really like to play the deck. There is no right or wrong way to play a deck, just so you guys know. Especially when you got people that are saying these things about the deck as if they know, when really they're just the people that are watching the videos on their phone and don't actually play in real life at competitive events. When you get into competitive events, you'll start to understand, and you'll see people playing strategies very opposite to how it's normally played. You'll see going second decks like this, and you'll see people really going against the norm and topping events. So what I'll say is, it's not the deck most of the time, it's the pilot, which is why I had to say that in the first place, because there's just going to be so much like negative comments just because I like going second Sky Strikers. But this build is more flexible. It can go first or second. It depends on the matchup. Like, if I win the dice roll, I elect to go first with this build in particular, but once I have an understanding of what I'm playing, then I start determining whether or not I want to go first or second. Like, especially when I end up playing, like, when I play against Danger Thunder, I obviously have a better chance going first against them. Whenever I play the Sky Striker mirror match, I always go second in the mirror match. I really like, it's really comfortable for me going second in the mirror match. I think that's the correct choice to make. A lot of the floodgates that you can play, that people can play, it doesn't matter. You can side for those. But yeah, like, and for Sonic Migrates, a lot of the times I go second against them. I really like it. I'm able to dominate them, shark cannon away their resources. Not necessarily break the board, but pick it apart systematically and put them on low resources. And just really out-resource them and come up with a ton of advantage out of nowhere. That's what this deck's really good at. So let's go ahead and hop into my list. I really respect Sky Strikers as a deck. They are one of the few meta decks that I do respect, and I've seen so many meta decks ever since the game, like, literally came out in 2002. But yeah, you guys, this is my build. Let's get into it. So we're starting off with 3 of this bad chick right here. She is sexy. Ray is, yeah, she's juicy, thick, yum. So she's the deck, man. Honestly, the deck is all about her. She's in the artwork of every card, if you notice. Like, she's wearing all kinds of different armor. She's doing a bunch of different actions and all the Sky Striker spells. It's all about her. Like, this is her playground, you guys. She's very imperative. Oftentimes, people think that this deck loses when you don't get into Ray. I think that the secondary option is with multi-roll. You either can establish Ray or multi-roll. And if your opponent, for some reason, takes away your Ray or access to your Ray, then you will be abusing multi-roll as much as you can until you can get to Ray. So there are 2 alternative ways to play it. But when you have Ray and multi-roll, it's crazy. It really is. And then next up, obviously, is going to be the hand traps. We have a comfortable set of 3 Ash Blossoms. Now, this is the hand trap that I always play in Sky Strikers that I never won't. And people can't, you just can't tell me not. And if you want to hate on it, that's fine. It's not going to change me from playing my deck. You will be the only one upset, and I'll be happy playing my cardboard. 3 copies of Cypher and Gear Gamma. Boy, oh boy, this card is insane in this deck. A lot of the plays you make, you have no monsters in the main zone. That's literally how it works. And when you already have Raid, that means that you're already golden. So Gamma acts as 6 extra Call by the Graves for specific hand traps. It's really good against Droll. It's really good against Ash. When they ogre your multi-roll, you punish them by negating the ogre on the multi-roll. You drop out a Cypher and Little Mega, and you get to use his effect and just rip another card from their hand, which is really insane, you guys. All the opportunities that your opponent can hand trap you, they will use it when you don't have Ray yet. The only other plays they can make is just like Ash on Suzuku on the in phase. So I really like Gamma a lot, especially like going first. This really helps out a lot when they're like trying to Ash your engage, trying to ogre your multi-roll, like just trying to stop you from playing. You can Gamma them, rip another card out of their hand with Omega, and then you have pressure on board for next turn to go for a huge push. I really love Gamma in this deck. And Gamma is like just really good against combo decks, really good against Sonic Migrates. It's really good against Sky Strikers too, if you know what you're doing. Like when you can afterburner one of their Link monsters. If they don't have Eagle Booster, you just afterburn it. They use Ray's effect from Grave. You can chain Gamma. and you can negate that, and you can make Omega. Or if you don't want to make Omega, because sometimes making Omega will trap you to where Omega's stuck in the extra monster zone, and you can't get it because like they veilered him or whatever. You can just make like a Phoenix if you want to, and Phoenix is still optimal. It just depends. If you want to clear more cards, you can just take the Gamma and the Driver and make a Phoenix. But Gamma is just insane. Like, I don't know why Sky Striker players don't play it, but I always play it in every Sky Striker list. Something I was trying out was I wanted to do mind controls and enemy controllers, and obviously the Widow Anchors, but like triple mind control, triple enemy controller, and creature swaps, and another going second list after Sky Strikers. Stay tuned for that. But enemy controllers definitely insane in this deck. 2 copies of Veiler, just because the deck's like inherent weakness is to Dinko Sekka. I would arguably play 3 of this card, but I wanted to keep the hand traps at 8. I felt that 8 was good for me. Going second in this deck, you can play more. Oh yeah, and the obligatory Driver. But I just feel like it's enough. You have a lot of ways of accessing your cards, and you don't need hand traps to play Strikers. It just balances the playing field. Next up for our spells, we have our Sky Striker cards. We have 3 Engage. I don't think that this card is necessarily unfair. I don't have any issues with any of the cards. Even multi-roll, I don't have an issue with. These are the best cards in your deck. These are the best Sky Striker spells, are Engage and multi-roll. I've always played 3 multi-roll, and I've always played 3 Field Spell and 2 Terra. I feel like you want to maximize on your consistency, which is getting Ray every time. That's the sheer epitome of consistency. If your deck gets Ray every time, it's consistent, because it's doing that same exact thing over and over and over. So Area 0 helps you to see your engine faster. It fixes your brick hands. It's really good. So these 9 are like essentially just helping you to either manage your resources or just get access to your powerful cards. Like this card is insane. Like Area 0 and 10 Engage, there's nothing better. But multi-roll also fixes a problem. Like if your opponent puts a monster in your main zone and couldn't kill you, you could just clear it away. Also, I'm like one of those Sky Striker players that actually plays around Kaiju, so when I need to, I multi-roll away my own Link monsters so that like I'm unable to be Kaiju'd, so that I don't have that issue, and the only problem I'll have to worry about then is Dinko Sekka. And if I'm able to make that play and I have a Veiler in hand, I know that I'm safe. And then we have 3 copies of Widow Anchor. So, you know what? I'm actually just going to move these up. So, these are the engine cards. These are the 9 engine cards. Multi-roll in Area 0 is just like a 2-card wombo combo. It's really good. It helps you out a lot. And we have, so these are the reactive cards. These are the cards that you typically use on your opponent's turn. Is the 3 Widow Anchors. This is my favorite Sky Striker card. Nobody can tell me not to play 3. I was playing 3 in my list going second because I think this card is godly in the mirror match. There's a lot of Sky Striker players, and a lot of them don't respect how good Shark Cannon is in the mirror. The worst case scenario, if you don't have 3 spells engraved, you banish their Ray, and then you kill their Link with Afterburner. They chain Eagle Booster, like that's totally fine. Then they have that play. They were able to protect it, but the Link is going to die eventually, and Ray is no longer in the grave. But also, when you have weird hands, with your weird hands, you can make plays by Shark Cannoning and banishing either their Kagari or their Shizuku or their Ray, and then bringing it to your field. Then you make plays because they had a Ray. Like, you can literally, or just Shark Cannon their Shizuku, turn it into a Kagari for yourself, Kagari back your Shark Cannon, and then activate it again. And, like, it's just crazy. I really respect this card a lot. Again, like I said, this is my favorite Sky Striker card. It's ridiculously good against Salamangrates. It's really good against Thunder Dragons, too. It also is insane against Orcas and Rogue decks. So, yeah, I love this card a lot. These are your reactive cards. And this is how you kill your opponent. You don't attack with the monster. You just make Link plays with it. So it's really good. I also was doing plays where I would Shark Cannon my opponent's Ogre or Ash. And then basically if I had another Shark Cannon, or if I just had a normal with Ray, knowing that I have multi-roll in Area 0, I'd make Black Rose the field, then multi-roll, Area 0, special, another Ray, and just do that. Like, there was a lot of plays I was doing with this deck, but I didn't keep playing it that way. 2 copies of Eagle Booster. I absolutely think that it is correct to play 2. This card is your lifesaver. There are some decks that can kill you under it, but it's really important that your opponent does not force Ray out in an uncomfortable manner. You want Ray to come out when you know that you can get out kinda and protect yourself, but when they're going for the kill and you know that they can do it, it's better to Eagle Booster. It's safer to Eagle Booster, so this card is really good. And also, this counters Azathoth, even though this deck doesn't lose to it, because you can chain this to the rank up, and that Redoor is unaffected by the rank up, so they can't make Azathoth. So there's other interactions there. And then the spot removal cards are Jammy Wave and Afterburner. I was really gonna play 2 of each, but that's for the going second list. But we're playing 1 of each for now. Hercules base is definitely one of my favorite Sky Striker cards. Like second favorite, so first favorite is Shark Cannon, second favorite is Hercules base. People like love multi-roll and engage, and I think those are good cards, but they're not my favorite cards. My favorite cards are Shark Cannon and Hercules base. So Shark Cannon is, I already explained how insane that card is, but Hercules base is really good, especially in my going second build. Just equipping it to a Kagari when she's already huge, you get to draw so much. So what a lot of people fail to realize is this card's effect isn't just for recycling. It actually allows your Link, any monster, you just activate while you control no monsters in your main zone. Any monster you equip it to can make a second attack on the battle phase on monsters. So you basically, every time you kill a monster by battle, you draw a card. So this card, you can literally use Kagari, and if your opponent has 3 monsters that she can get over, you're going to kill all 3 and draw 3 cards. And also, if they use bad links, you just attack it again and kill it. So you can draw a ton off of this. You can use this with Boral Sword, and Boral Sword is just stupid now. Like, Boral Sword is just attacking over everything for no reason. So he's going to attack 3 times, essentially. He gets the 2 attacks off this, and then, no, he's going to attack 4 times, if I'm not mistaken. It's crazy. This with Bomber Dragon's nuts, like, Hercules' effect to draw cards is probably its best effect, outside of you being able to go aggro, which a lot of people don't expect a Sky Striker player to just go Ultimate Conductor all your monsters and then draw a bunch of cards, but it happens. And then recycling your Kagaris and just looping this with Kagari, you just keep it, unless they DD Crow it if they're smart. And then the 1 Hornet Drones, it's like, you know, your 4th Ray honorary. So that's it for the Sky Striker cards. I play a lot more of the Sky Striker cards because I feel like this is the best part of your deck. And you don't ever want to run out of targets. And you want your Area 0 to have a higher percentage of hitting. Because no matter what card you get off of it, you just sometimes really need Area 0 to get you something. Especially when you just need cards to activate so that your multi-roll can get back what really matters from the grave. Then for non-Sky Striker cards, we play 3 Called by the Graves. 2 copies of Optimus Prime. Yes, we play 3 Area 0 and 2 Terraformings. I wholeheartally believe that, like I said, maximizing on your access to Ray is really the best way to go. I play 1 Rhoda. I play the 1 Foolish Metaphors because Foolish Barrel Goods is what's one of the best targets you can send off of it. But also keep in mind, you play Kagari, so you can always dump a good card, good target for Kagari or for multi-roll. It has multi-purpose in this deck. It doesn't just send Metaphors Fusion, but when you have weird hands, you just need to draw for better cards. That helps out also. Card that I don't play is Pot of Desires. Not because it's a bad card. It's a really good card. It doesn't guarantee that I'm going to get Ray. But one thing that it does guarantee is that I'm going to banish 1-ofs that I don't want to. Like, for example, my Hornet is important. Hercules base is important. All these spot removal cards are important. Eagle boosters really matter. Everything else is at 3, so I feel comfortable losing some of them. But one thing that happened a lot was I was banishing 2 copies of Ray. And I was banishing my Hercules base and Afterburning. And it was just really hurting me a lot. I really didn't like it, and that's the reason why I stopped playing Pod. Not because it's a bad card. Then 2 Twin in the main. This is really good going first because it can make your bad hands playable. And sometimes you're just 1 spell shy or 2 spells shy from getting the best effect of your spells. And Twin Twisters dumps 2 for you, essentially. So it really helps, especially when you're trying to when you're going second and you're trying to get Shark Cannon live in the mirror. You can just twin them, play literally any spell, and then your Shark Cannons are live, and you're able to start Shark Cannoning their Kagaris or their Shizukus or their Rays, whatever you want to go for. Shark Cannon is just insane. It's my favorite card. Literally, like, you play ABCs, shout-outs to JD, you take their Buster, you beat them with it. When you play decks with boss monsters, you take their boss monster and you beat them with it, because Shark Cannon doesn't negate its effects, so you can still use it. You can take your opponent's, like, you can take your opponent's Crystal Wing from grave and then use it against them. Like, Shark Cannon is so insane. It literally, it just defies logic. Like, oh, that's a nice Colossus. Let me Shark Cannon that Colossus and put up a Colossus and let you taste the irony. Like, just stupid stuff like that. Shark Cannon's Monster Reborn. At 3, not once per turn. Hello, somebody. For the extra deck is 3 Kagaris, 3 copies of Shizuku, and this is something different. This is like, oh Lord, here comes the negativity, right? 2 Hayate and 1 Kaina. The reason why I play 2 Hayate, because my deck puts a huge emphasis on Hercules base. So the 3rd Hayate ended up becoming a better card, which really helps me out a lot. You'll see it when you see it. But yeah, you don't need 3 Hayates because of Hercules base. But if I didn't play Hercules base, I would think, yes, the 3rd Hayate comes up a lot. But you can loop it with Hercules base, as long as you're looping Kagari and Hercules base, you can recycle anything every single turn, just endlessly, and you're generating a ton of advantage. That's why you don't really need Desires, because as long as you have Hercules base, you can draw 2 without banishing any cards. It's just so good. So 9 of the Sky Striker links. We have 1 Phoenix, 1 Ningaritsu. We have Borosword and Topologic Bomber Dragon. Because those cards are insane in this deck. You typically make Borosword with your opponent's monsters, and then you Widow Anchor for one of their monsters so that you can use it to attack and then change the defense and get Borosword's best effect. It's really good, and Bomber Control is just insane in this deck. I love Bomber a lot. And just being able to trigger Bomber by using Shark Cannon on your opponent is insane. This deck is like Shark Cannon Turbo. I just really love Shark Cannon. Just like Bomber, Shark Cannon, give me your monster. I'm taking your monster to use it to Raigeki your field. And just Hercules based Bomber this card's just nuts. Seriously. And then this is gonna help a lot, right? Like 1 Omega, and this is actually Black Rose Synchro Dragon. I just put the Moonlit because it looks really cool. Somebody tried to make it Ghost Rare, and that's why I have it there. But yeah, this is Black Rose because of that play I was explaining, where you are able to Shark Cannon your opponent's hand trap, like Ogre, Ash, even sometimes just taking, like for example, like taking a tuner from your opponent and just using basically an Ash and a level 4 to make Black Rose to clear their field. And even if they negate it, Black Rose is where in the extra monster zone. So you can still play all your Sky Striker cards, and eventually you're going to Area 0 or multi-roll this away and then put a Ray and establish like a Kagari. So this card just really helps you going second because you're able to just break boards. And that's one of the issues with Sky Strikers is they don't have the way to clear a field without evenly matched. But I'm not every Sky Striker player. So, yeah, I think differently and I play differently. And I really like the fact that I can Shark Cannon their Ash and just like use either my Ray or a level 4, like especially Danger Thunder Dragon and Sound Migrates. They have level 4s like the Peacock and like Jackalope, not Jackalope, but Chupacabras and Mothmans, and you know the Clap Servants and all that. Just like Shark Canning, taking one of those and just making this with it. And Omega, for when they hand trap you, you gamma them. Make Omega up here. You try to take a card from them, they're like impermanents. Oh wow! So either way, I got 2 cards out of your hand. Multi-roll this away. Play Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah. So that's my Sky Striker deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I really respect this deck a lot. Like I said, it's one of my favorite meta decks. This is one of the few instances where I do play meta. I've never played meta before this, and so now this format, I'm playing both Orcas and Sky Strikers. But Sky Strikers, I'm trying to keep it cool on because I know everybody plays it, and I do have a pet peeve with playing the deck that everybody's playing. Not just about mirror matches, it's just like not being original and just being like basically a conformed individual is just not my cup of tea. But what I'll go ahead and do, so you guys don't think that my deck is bricky or inconsistent, or that one hater that's going to say, your deck doesn't have the consistency to get Ray, this is not a Sky Striker list. I'm going to show you, or like they're going to say this isn't a good deck, I'm going to show you with a test hand, maybe 2 depending on what the time gets to. I'm going to show you guys how good this deck really is and how functional it is. And it's, yeah, I'm going to prove to you. Test hands are undeniable. You can't hate on a test hand. You can hate on my deck and, you know, say bad things about me and my deck, but you can't hate on a test hand. If it proves itself with a test hand, then I feel like there's nothing that you could say at that point. All right, so let's do it. We power shuffled, and we're getting a thorough shuffle. So you guys see I'm not, even though my name's 3 stacks, I'm not stacking any cards, bro. I promise. All right, so let's go ahead and get a really good shuffle. All the cards were right next to each other. So you don't want to draw 3 of anything unless it's engage. I don't mind that at all. But I don't want to draw like 3 Area 0 or 3 multi-roll or something like that. I just want to make sure my cards are mixed up good. So we have Widow, Ash, Twin, Area 0, and Terraforming. This hand is actually good, so you can make this live easily. So you literally just play your Area 0, you twin, discard this, you pop your Area 0. Bam. Wombo combo. Drop your baby. Ray comes out. And so this hand is not one of the best. This is one of your average Sky Striker hands. Typically where the best play you can make is usually just Ray. But I know one thing that we can do, that we still can do, but I'm going to do it. But basically what we should have done, I kind of rushed it. But we're basically, before we do this, my bad, I'm like rushing through. Because I don't want this video to be too long. But what you do is you activate Area 0, you target the Terraforming, I grab Shark Cannon. It's my favorite card. Send the Terraform into the grave, and then we activate Twin, and we pitch that. And the reason why we can do that is because we can get it back off Kagari if we really need to. Pitch it, and then we bring out Ray. And then we tag her out, and because I love Shark Cannon so much, I am actually going to waste a Kagari to get this back, because I play Hercules base, so I can be reckless sometimes. Then we can go into Shizuku. And we have Shark Cannon, Widow Anchor, and Ash Blossom. So we have 3 interrupts, plus Shizuku's giving us an engage. So if we don't die next turn, which we have 3 spells engraved, so we can chum block with our opponent's monsters, and we have the Ash. We're more than likely going to live, especially because Ray's engraved. We'll be good. So that's one test hand. It's not the best, but it still was playable. And you see that you didn't really brick on the non-conventional cards. Like, you didn't see me draw a bunch of Gammas in a driver, a bunch of Shark Cannons. So that part of my deck that you would hate on, you can't hate on it, because I drew just a regular Sky Striker hand, and Twin Twisters got us there. Alright, so let's draw the next one. Rhoda, Engage, Ash Blossom, Called by the Grave. Well, oh my god. Yeah, this hand is godly. I shuffled my deck. I didn't stack nothing, man. This is happening. Rhoda, we'll go for Ray. This is the god hand right here. This is... It don't get no better than this, man. Seriously. We'll go Engage. If they Ash Blossom, we have the Call by. I really want them to Ash it, so that way I can get that extra spell engrave. And typically, I engage for multi-roll if I already have Ray, but if not, I have to go for Ray and then get engaged back and then go for the multi. And then we can normal Ray. We can tag her out into Kagari. Use Kagari and add back engage. Then we activate our multi-roll. And then we activate our engage. Unfortunately, we're not going to plus necessarily off of engage. But one thing I do know, I have Widow Anchor already. So what I'm going to do is grab a Shark Cannon. Because I really love... I'm telling you guys, I love Shark Cannon. I think it's really good, this format. And then we can take our Kagari, go into Shizuku. And since we have neither Shark Cannon, nor do we have Widow Anchor, and you guys can typically go for Area 0 first. Like, we could have engaged for Area 0 and then grab one of these on in phase, but I want more interruptions versus chance of hitting it or a chance of not. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and search out a Widow Anchor. And then I'm going to chain this Widow Anchor. And then I'm going to set it off of multi. Well, yeah, and we set these, obviously. And then we leave the engage so that we can grab it off of Kagari. Because if they hit Ray, Ray goes into Kagari. And we have Ash Blossom, Widow Anchor, double Widow Anchor, and Shark Cannon. That's really good, too. And we're, like, so far ahead. Like, you're going to snowball into a ton of advantage. Like, you activate these 3, and then in phase... multi. If they didn't do anything to your Ray, then yeah, you set the engage, and you are so good to go next turn. Area 0, there we go. I would Area 0 targeting the Shark Cannon, and then chain the Shark Cannon, just get something out of the way, and then resolve area, Eagle Booster, Afterburner. I'd say go for Afterburner because it's a 1-of. Eagle Booster is a 2-of that we might see later. We can then I would use multi-roll and send away the area, just so that they can't respond to this Afterburner, and then clear 2 cards. Then we engage, and if there's still cards in the way, you go for jamming waves, and then you keep your counters on your multi-roll, obviously. And this is going to be banished, but we're going to draw first. Make sure you keep your engage up until you resolve all of its effects. And then, yeah, that's really amazing. Then we can jamming waves, and then we go for Hayate. Swing with Hayate, dump and engage, and then we make our second Kagari and use the Kagari. Yeah, this is this is insane. Grab that back, and then our opponent can't respond, so we have free reign. Which with this engage, we could just do what we want. I'm gonna grab Eagle Booster this time. And we've activated a grand total since multi-rolls have been up. We've activated Shark Cannon, engage, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 Sky Striker spells, so the counters are full. We're going to draw a card. So we have Ash and Valor, and yeah, we draw because we have 5 spells engraved. And so obviously we set the Eagle Booster. We still have that Widow Anchor. We probably, realistically, that got used. This is not one of the ones that was set. That one was set. Oh yeah, this gets banished too because it was set from the last turn. So then we go for Shizuku. And you want to be careful. You don't want to set like everything off of a multi-roll because you want to keep some access to cards and you want to keep your spell count at 3. So I would definitely, I would set Area 0 and these and then leave the Engage this time because I don't want to banish it. So we'd set that, those, and those. We have Ash and Valor to interact with our opponent. And Shizuku still. So we would resolve Shizuku first, obviously, and then do multi-roll. And so we Shizuku for a Widow Anchor. And we can also use Omega to put back our... Another interaction with Omega is putting your banished stuff back. It really does sometimes make a difference when you run out of... Like, for example, this is our final Widow. Eagle Booster, Widow, Ash, Valor. You know, that's just a really good hand, you guys. And you're able to clear 4 cards next turn. So, yeah. And if it's Colossus, you could just negate it, kill it anyways. We'll do one more test hand. Just, you know, this is really just for the hate. This is for the haters. If there are any at all, which I don't know why there's always haters in every video, but yeah, this is for you guys, for anybody that wants to say something bad about my deck. All right, so let's do one more test hand, then the video's over. And if you're curious of why I don't play Ogre, look at the color sleeve that Ogre's in. Look at the Valor, see the jamming waves, see the pot, see the twins, see the crows. Like I've experimented, like I'm still experimenting with ratios and everything. So let's go ahead and draw this final hand. Alright, and then we'll do that. And then shuffle one more time. I want this hand to be amazing. Alright, so we got Terra, Ash Blossom just loves me today. Oh, dude, I don't even want to multi-roll because I have Gamma. I want them. I really want them to try to hand trap one of my plays. Area 0. Yeah, this is insane. So we activate Area 0. We set this. We'll just play it out like they did Ash Blossom you or just try to hand trap you. Area 0 into... And it... Oh, we Area 0'd into an Engage. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Engage, Ash Blossom, Chain Gamma. We already had no monsters in the main zone in order to activate this, so yes, this will resolve. Gamma. Now you guys see why? See how fragile that was? Did we have a call by? No, we didn't. Now you see why? You guys get my logic. People that follow my channel, you guys understand me, but I guess everybody else doesn't. Yeah, we'll just activate the multi-roll in the first place. So when we play this and this, ooh, excuse me, we got 2 counters on it. And then we go ahead and sync up for Omega. We try to rip a card. He doesn't bench for cost. So let's say if they impermanence him, we can still multi-roll that away and clear it. So that way, this is why like it's okay to play these cards like this in Black Rose. Because if they negate it, you still can send it away with Area and Multi, which we technically play 3 of each of them. Well, 5 of this, 3 of this, but then the 3 Engages, the 3 Rays, and the Rhoda and the Hornet Drone still count because Hayate and Kagari can get you these cards. And then we Omega rip another card out of their hand, so they got punished for that. And then we multi-roll away the Area 0. We normal Ray, link her into Kagari, and get the Engage back. And activate Engage with 3 spells engrave. And search our first Widow. And we have Ash Blossom. We do Ash Blossom all 3 hands. That's crazy. Then we're going to draw because Twin Twister Terraforming and Area 0 is in our... Oh, alright, okay. Yeah, that's fair. So then we'll link. We'll go ahead and make Shizuku. And we've activated... So far, we've activated two spells with the... well, 3 with multi-roll up. We've activated 3. Set the Widows... And then in-face Shizuku is going to grab me a Shark Cannon. I'm going to keep the Engage Engrave because I don't want to banish it. So I'll set the Area and I'll activate the Shark Cannon and set that. So that way we have double Widow, Shark Cannon, Ash Blossom, Ray Engrave, Area 0. We're generating advantage next turn like we draw. And we can, and then the Omega comes back. Oh my, yeah, that's the last test. You guys get it now. You can't even hate on that. You can't. That's proof. And test hands are the best way to prove it because they're not biased or anything. they're just randomized, and it just shows how consistent the deck really is. So, yep, thank you guys so much for watching this deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Y'all have a beautiful day. Make good choices. Don't hurt your brain cells. Stay tuned for future content, and stay positive, all right? Peace.